We now explain the mechanics of earning points throughout the course of the game. The main way to earn points is to visit distinct countries and place them in your passport. In our example, we have visited 5 distinct countries: Switzerland, Croatia, Italy, Austria, and Poland. We are entitled to 5 points and will have marked 5 points on the scoreboard. Note that the duplicated tickets in Italy and Austria do not entitle us to additional points. However, we have 2 tickets in Italy and 2 in Austria. These are known as dupes, duplicated countries. Over the course of the game, if a player acquires 3 duplicated countries, they are entitled to a breadth point, and we simply increase our total by 1 to represent this. All players are able to acquire a breadth point in this way, and the breadth point cannot be taken from us. In addition, if we visit any one country 3 or more times, so suppose we go to Poland a 3rd time over the course of the game, we are entitled to a depth point. All players may earn a single depth point throughout the course of the game, and these cannot be taken from us. You are only entitled to 1 depth point, so going to a 3rd Austrian would not entitle us to another depth point. Now, there is an aspect of breadth and depth that is competitive. If a player reaches a 4th, let's suppose we reach 2 English cities later in the game, we now have 4 duplicated countries. Since I have acquired 4 or more depth, I become what is called the seasoned traveler, and I take this card for representing that I have the most breadth of any traveler in the game, because I have 4 duplicate cities, assuming I am the first to have reached 4. I am entitled to earn 2 points. Okay, so the seasoned traveler is worth 2 points. However, the seasoned traveler is competitive. Another player can steal this by strictly outnumbering us. So if another player goes to 5 duplicated countries, they would then take the seasoned traveler pass from me and place it in front of them. I would lose 2 points, and they would gain 2 points. So one has to be very careful when earning points in this way, because the seasoned traveler is competitive. It can be taken from you. You can lose those 2 points. Likewise, the first player to reach 4 in a given country, if I get a 4th Polish card, that entitles us to the honorary citizen card for depth. And that, again, is worth 2 points. So I am the honorary citizen of Poland because I have 4 Polish tickets. Again, this 2-point bonus is competitive. Another player who acquires 5 tickets in a country can take the honorary citizen from me. And that can go back and forth throughout the rest of the game, and the 2 points is earned at the end only by the player who has the most in any one country throughout the course of the game. The final way to earn points is through your rail passes. Depending on the number of players, you can earn points by holding a certain number, any number of rail passes, or a smaller number of rail passes that form a network. In a 4-player game, a player who has 4 rail passes in a network, which simply means that they connect to each other in an unbroken chain, earns 1 rail point. So, in this example, our player has the Czech rail, which is this orange one, the Polish rail, the Italian rail, and the Greek rail. On the board, we have the orange Czech rail, the blue Polish rail, the green Italian rail, and the blue Greek rail. Rails are considered connected by the ferries. Ferries act like rails, but they are free for anyone to use. They do not have passes. So Greek is connected to Italy. Italy is connected to the orange Czech, and the Czech rail is connected to Poland. They form a continuous network of 4, and in a 4-player game, that is the threshold required for a single rail point. And we would indicate this by increasing our point total by 1. Now, if your rails aren't connected, but you get any 6 rail passes in a 4-player game, that is also worth a point. you may only earn a point in one of these two ways. So in my example, I have six rail passes, and I have 4 in a network, and that still just entitles me to a single rail point. However, if all 6 are in a network, then you earn a second rail point. In this example, I do not, because the Danish rail, which is way up here, is not connected to these other 5. So over the course of the game, you may acquire one rail point for any number in 4 in a network, or any 6 total. Those thresholds being for the 4-player game, and those numbers vary depending on the number of players in the game. However, if you get, in the 4-player game, if you get 6 rails all in a network, that is worth an additional point for a grand total of 2 rail points. Rail points, like Honorary Citizen and Seasoned Traveler, can be stolen, can be lost, and that is because, as we have explained earlier, rail passes can be taken. So if I have this rail network of 4 connected rails, and then someone takes, we described earlier, someone takes my Polish rail, I now only have 3 rails in a network that is not long enough to earn the rail point. I would lose my rail point. So you earn the point only if you finish the game with the requisite length of network or requisite total number of rail passes. Again, in the 4-player game, it's any 4 connected rails or any 6 rails